minor engine malfunction.
London, 1987. A city defined by money, discretion, and quiet power. In Knightsbridge, one of the wealthiest districts in the world, stood a private safe deposit facility that promised its clients absolute security. Gold, cash, jewelry, family heirlooms, assets meant to be hidden, protected, and never spoken about. On a spring afternoon, that promise quietly collapsed. Two well-dressed men walked into the Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Centre, posing as wealthy clients. Their accents were refined, their appearance unremarkable. They requested to rent a safe deposit box, an everyday transaction that raised no suspicion. They were escorted inside. Moments later, inside the vault, the tone changed. The men produced firearms. The manager and two guards were taken at gunpoint. No shots were fired. No alarms triggered. The staff were restrained calmly and efficiently. Then, one of the robbers walked back to the front door and placed a handwritten sign in the window, temporarily closed. Outside, life continued as normal. Shoppers passed by. Traffic moved through Knightsbridge. No one questioned the sign. Inside the vault, robbery had just begun. For hours, uninterrupted, the criminals systematically emptied hundreds of safe deposit boxes. Box after box was forced open. Inside were vast sums of cash, gold bars, diamonds, antiques, and documents. Valuables accumulated quietly, methodically, without haste. This was not chaos, this was procedure. Estimates would later suggest that £60 million or more was taken, possibly far higher. Many of the box holders would never publicly acknowledge what was stolen. Some valuables may never have been declared at all. When the robbers finally left, they did so without resistance, without pursuit, and without witnesses who could identify them. By the time authorities arrived, the vault was empty, and the criminals were gone. The investigation that followed stunned British law enforcement. There were no dramatic break-ins, no alarms tripped, no getaway chase. The perpetrators had exploited trust, routine, and the assumption that wealth equaled safety. The 1987 Knightsbridge Heist was a perfect crime that fell apart due to one man's ego. Mastermind Valerio Viccei successfully fled to South America with a share of the £60 million haul, but he was captured when he returned to England just to retrieve his beloved Ferrari. Viccei was sentenced to 22 years and was eventually killed in the 2000 shootout with Italian police while on a day release. His inside man, Pervez Latif, received 18 years, while other gang members were identified through a single bloody fingerprint left at the scene. The gang's makeup artist, Michelle Hogg, turned star witness to avoid jail, but despite the convictions, millions in untraceable cash and jewels were never recovered, likely still hidden by those who survived the fallout. The core of the Knightsbridge gang consisted of a small inner circle of masterminds and key assistants. The robbery was led by Valerio Viccei, the Italian Playboy Robber, who recruited Pervez Latif, the cocaine-indebted managing director of the deposit center, to serve as the inside man. During the heist, Viccei was assisted in the vault by David Poole, sentenced to 16 years, and Peter O'Donoghue, sentenced to 11 years, while Israel Pinkanis acted as group's fence to move the stolen goods, sentenced to 10 years. Stephen Mann received a shorter sentence of 5 years for his involvement. Although not a perpetrator in the traditional sense, Michelle Hogg was an essential technical member as the makeup artist who created the gang's disguises, later escaping prison time by testifying against the others. Yet the money, the gold, and most of the valuables were never recovered. The silence surrounding the crime became part of its power. Many victims declined to cooperate fully. Some did not want to explain why such large amounts of cash were stored privately. Others feared legal scrutiny. Today, the robbery remains one of the most audacious and clean heists in British history. No shootouts. Sometimes, the most successful crimes don't make noise at all. They simply close the door.